angle right now. Where my red tag? But she's in the way. Annoying. You see my red tag? So this morning, I don't know what time it was really, but it might have been early afternoon actually. There was a really annoying, like, I don't know what it was. I got the impression it was a car, but it was really loud, and I was trying to drift off to sleep. I'd already been disturbed twice. Once by Okado, then another by my mum because she was like upset and raging about the Reverend. So she was telling me what happened regarding the Reverend and that he'd annoyed her and angered her. So she had me on the phone. That was the noise. Did you hear that? That's the noise. It's this guy. Well, there's a few of them. There's not just one, is there? But there's one that keeps coming past my street, or the back of my house anyway. The street at the back of my house. So, you know, there must be at least one that lives like there, because they're always like going past at the back. And it's just really annoying. So my mum kept me on the phone for maybe not maybe half an hour, it was half an hour, because I actually timed it. So she kept me on the phone for half an hour, and I was really tired. I was trying to sleep, and I just drifted off all night, and I was having a nice restful sleep, and she rang me. So when she finally got off the phone, I started to drift off again, and the fucking noisiest engine ever started, like, doing that thing where I guess they slow down to stop, and then they stop, and then obviously it starts up again, and they kind of like accelerate, so it sounds like super loud, and then they obviously come to another stop, like where a street ends, so they have to check like left and right and stuff. And that's what I heard like over and over again, and it was like the loudest freaking noise I'd ever heard, like the noisiest engine I'd ever heard. And I remember I said, oh my god, these stupid annoying people and things keep getting louder and louder. Like I told you in one of the videos, that the squirrels started out where it was muffled in the loft. I could hear it above my bedroom in the loft. And it used to be kind of a muffled noise, but now it's like people moving furniture, people stomping around, and like hoofed animals stampeding. It's like proper, you know, big loud bangs, and the chewing noises are like amplified. But it used to be annoying, but just like muffled, but now it's like dead loud. So squirrels have gotten louder and louder and louder. Hi Sean, nice to see you. Good evening to you too. I just started. You've not missed much, but I was just talking about how everybody's gone amplified now. Like for a while there's been no noises. I didn't really hear any noises, like, you know, when I'm trying to sleep. But just lately, the past couple of months, I've been like, I don't know, the squirrels in particular stopped, but then they've started, and they start every year around this time. They start making a load of noise because it's their mating season, and they've decided to have their mating season in the fucking loft. So I could hear them all running around and chasing each other. And if it's not that, it's the babies that have grown up, and they're like teenagers, and they're all bumping about because they're chasing each other. And not only do I hear them bumping around, I also hear their noises that they make, which I never heard before. I never knew that squirrels made these noises, but like make these grunting noises like rabbits do. Remember, rabbits make these like noises. Well, they make noises like that, and they make these squeaking noises as well. So you've got part grunting and part squeaking, which is kind of cute. Like, I like it. It doesn't bother me, but when it's outside, obviously, not above my room. That noise didn't annoy me as much as the bumping and banging around that they make, and rumbling. Like, you know, bumping, banging, rumbling, grumpling, groaning, crumpling noises, smacking noises. Like there's pieces of paper or plastic up there that they're banging against a metal pole is what it sounds like. And it's weird. I don't know. It definitely sounds like pipes are being banged and bumped around. Or some kind of like clattering noises made by plastic, like frame or something. I watched your McDonald's video. I was shocked that the pink-haired girl mocked you. I would have assumed she would be on your side. That's what I thought when I passed, like from afar. I said that I kind of got this feeling that they were going to be troublemakers. But when I saw that she was, well, she looked the way she did, basically a weirdo, I thought she was going to be okay. So that's why I smiled and nodded at her. But she just like gave me this look like this. Like I was a piece of dirt on her shoe that she'd just discovered. Ooh, I hate that. Did you hear that? Like a peeping noise. Very high pitched. Well, the dogs can hear it, but I can freaking hear it. Oh, there's a dog. Hey, doggy. Ah, I just heard a little doggy. Oh, I heard it, then saw it. Squeaky, squeak. They're making a squeaky noise. Yeah, she went like this. And just stared at me like that. And I was like, and she was like, and then she went, woof, like that. But unfortunately you couldn't see that because I was trying not to record her personally before I knew for certain she was going to be a troublemaker, because I didn't want her to like go on about me recording and like us become enemies before knowing for sure if she was going to be an enemy. So I didn't record, you know, I didn't like make it obvious I was recording. I just had it like facing the floor. I was gonna upload that one and show it to you first, guys. You can't hear it really. You have to really listen for the woof. Even I missed it when I watched the video, but you have to really listen for the woof. It comes just before. Hang on, my hand's freezing. It comes just before I say hi and then let's go in, which I was saying to my friend Rob. My friend Rob is pretty much my servant and friend that lives local. So we've known each other for years, but we had like a few years gap, and it's because my mum didn't want me talking to him anymore, so I kind of blocked him for a while. But I kind of agreed with her at the time because he was mithering me a lot to let him move in with us, and we kept saying no and he doesn't take no for an answer, so that's the only reason why. So it's not like I just did it because my mum sort of told me to, but you know, I just thought she was right at the time because he was mithering a lot and he was being a pain in the ass. So obviously that's not cool.
You like to.
I think she was just trying to impress her friends. If she was alone, she probably would have been nicer. I don't know, to be honest. She proved herself to be like what I call the loud type. So yeah, he is a type. He's not changed. Now it's the other way around. So before, when we knew each other years ago, in 2017 to the beginning of 2018, he was mithering me to let him live with me and my mum. And now it's quite the opposite. Now he's mithering me to let me, how do I fucking word this? Mithering me to stay over at his house, at least on the days when we go to the King event, club party thing. I don't know why. I think it's so that I can stay out longer or something. I think he thinks that if I stay with him, I can stay out longer. But he doesn't seem to realise I can't do it because my mum wants me to be there. Because she already complains I'm never around. She says I'm either sleeping or going out. I'm definitely not around as much as I used to be. Which is good. I'm finally like showing her boundaries and stuff, and I'm finally sort of like breaking away from her more. So I'm not relying too much on her and she's not relying too much on me, like to do everything. She did get to a point where she ended up relying on me so much that she actually forgot how to make a crumpet, guys. She forgot how to make a crumpet and she was asking me how to do it, you know? She was like, right, what do I do now? Right, what do I do now? And that was on the video. Like, I made a video for you guys. That was the one where I told her I was going to be moving out. So she went ballistic and she said, right, well, if you're moving out, I need to learn how to do things and take care of myself. So you've got to tell me how you make the crumpet. Because I've got to start, before you move out, I need to start, you know, doing it myself. So, yeah. But yeah, you've got to listen to that one. I'm not sure if it's there or probably. It's a playlist. I've got a playlist and it's called Mum's Abusive Behaviour. And it's like all the videos of her. So I'm trying to organise my videos. So I have a playlist for my vlog videos, a playlist for my cosplay videos, a playlist for the ones with my mum when she's been a pain in the arse. Kind of so I don't have to have different YouTube channels for it. I can have them all in one place on here. I have them all organised, so if you guys want to watch specific videos, you can just go to that playlist, depending on what they're interested in. I used to invite a friend round and he would never go home, would never take the hint, so I never invited him again. I was terrible like that. Anyway, I'll tell you about that, just remind me, but I'll finish my story. So I don't know why I'm so out of puff. My allergies are acting up, so that's probably why. What's this? Something red on the grass over there. Oh, thanks for the like, by the way. Yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh no, sorry, my mistake. That's the amount of people that are viewing it. It's not a like. I've noticed I don't get any likes on my streams anymore. Hello, that's unusual. Anyway. Anything new with the world and universe of Jeremiah and Daisy? Yeah, of course. I'll tell you all about it. Just don't let me forget. But I just want to finish my story first, and the new stuff that I've got to tell you guys about the real life first. Oh God, there's that annoying car again. I bet that's the one. I bet that's the one that's always going up and down my street when I'm trying to sleep. Lord Jeremiah, yes. Thanks for correcting yourself. So yeah, that's another one. There's several different ones. There's a white car that makes that noise. There's two white cars now I've discovered. There's that one which is a black one. And there's a blue one that looks like like a classic car. It's a very nice car, but I don't like the fact that it makes that noise. So I don't know which one it is, so it must be multiple. Plus motorbikes as well. So there seems to be just more, like... I think what they're doing is they're all coming here deliberately to annoy me. Because they know when I sleep. See, if you've noticed, we've seen them all on the main roads and stuff. Not my street. So when I'm awake, they piss off. But then when they know I'm sleeping, they deliberately come and start zooming round the back and stuff. Anyway. Well, yeah, Sean, that's why I do this live streaming and recording, as well as for entertainment for you guys and talking to you guys and stuff. I also do it for my own safety as well, just in case people decide to give me a hard time or something. Alright, creepy and horrible. Kind of wish I'd live streamed Saturday. There's another one! Oh no, it's the same car. So freaking noisy. That's what I have to put up with when I'm trying to sleep. Hello, Anthony. Nice to see you on the stream. You're just in time for the story. So, we're talking about the video I uploaded. So I got out of the way about the cars and motorbikes that are dead loud. They're getting louder and louder and louder. Like, they didn't used to be this loud. And they didn't used to be this many of them. So that's that one story out of the way. Now the second story is about what I had to put up with the other day. And how you can't judge, like people always used to say you can't judge a book by its cover and stuff. But it's been proven for me that you can. Like, you can judge a book by its cover. It does get hard when they cross over a little bit. So, like, usually if you see somebody who looks like the classic hooligan type, you can bet your booty that they are going to be that type and they're going to be troublemakers. But don't get me wrong, I have met the odd nice hooligan looking person that has turned out to be okay. But a lot of the times they'll start out okay and then they'll show the true colours later on. So it does, you know, kind of prove I'm right to judge someone a certain way, but based on by the look. Can't. I can't breathe. I don't know if it's my asthma or what. It's like I can breathe, but I'm out of puff. I think you guys should see this. And if you ever were in danger, we would know and get you help. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Can you see it? It doesn't act like you can see it. We're not going to give this person the time of day, but I'm just showing the comment. Just so you guys can see the haters and judge them. My message to these shitheads is I can be whatever I want. It's none of your business. It doesn't affect you one way or a fucking another. The only way it would affect you is if I, like, came to your house and started going on with myself about it. Which I might do. Like, you know, every time somebody acts like a fucking hater, I might just decide, you know, I'm gonna be a pain in the butt. Like these people do to us. I mean, look at this. They knew that the kids used the bins to climb over the fence, and yet they deliberately made an enclosure to sort of say, yeah, we're keeping the bins here. You know, fuck you. Like, they should have found a different place for the bins. There's loads of places they could have put them. And it's not like they locked the enclosure. Look, it's always open, so you can just open it up, and the kids can just climb on the bins. I can't even close it now. Oops. Anyway, right, yeah. Sorry, the idiot. So yeah, the idiot with pink hair, yeah. So my first instinct was that they were hooligans, all three of them. I just got this feeling, and they basically proved me to be right. Because the one that I thought was going to be cool, woofed at me. The other two looked like the classic hooligans, whereas she looked, because of the pink hair and everything, looked sort of possibly like she might be. I'm not saying, you know, it's to do with the pink hair or anything, but Because don't get me wrong, I mean, there's been a lot of like pink haired, there's been like colourful haired hooligans before, but they have a look. Like this person had a look like maybe she might be part of the LGBT community or some kind of like thing like that. But you know, she definitely had this look. Apart from how she was dressed, like the way she was dressed was more hooligan-like. So that's why it was hard to sort of tell. Like I remember earlier on I said about the crossover thing. So she looked like someone you might assume would be like the tolerant and accepting type, because she had the LGBT look. It's not just about the coloured hair, but just the hairstyle and her general like trans mask sort of look. Yeah, so you'd expect that she would be cool with, you know, because like I said in a video, all I was wearing was like makeup. Like I wasn't even wearing my ears or anything, or weird clothes. It was literally just makeup. I just happened to have done a nose like a cat or a dog. So it wasn't even that out there. So she just, because she looked like a weirdo, and I was wearing like the most subtle, weird look myself, you know, you'd think it wouldn't be a big deal. And I also said that it's also kind of odd because she has put the light on. Oh, she's unplugged it. Brilliant. Thanks, Mum. You should stop doing this. At least just turn it off. I forgot what I was saying now. Forgive me. I forgot what I was saying now. I said like I was wearing like the bare minimum of weird clothing, which was just makeup. I was pretty much, you know, the way I'm dressed now. I'm dressed like this, but minus the ears. So I literally just looked like this. Okay. I literally looked like this. This is how I was dressed. So I was wearing tights, this coat. All you could see of my like weird outfit was just a smart outfit, was just my tie. That's it, that's all you could see. I was wearing a white shirt actually. But yeah, I was pretty much just dressed like this. I didn't even have ears on. But it was just my makeup that looked like an animal makeup, but it was still very subtle. It was literally just eyeliner. So I just eyeliner, a nose, and mouth, which could just be like lipstick, like black lipstick or blue lipstick. That white, yeah. Yeah, you saw it, didn't you? Yeah. I call it my tuxedo shirt because it's kind of like, it's a crop top. It's actually part of a costume. It's supposed to be like a gangster mafia costume. Like a sexy gangster mafia costume that I got at a lingerie sort of shop. And it's sort of like the ruffly shirt thing with a collar. It's like a halter neck, and it kind of connects with Velcro at the back, which doesn't work anymore. It's like a halter neck thing, and then you pull over like this thing that's supposed to be like the waistcoat, which is attached, and that goes round like that. And so you've got like the white bit here, and then you've got the waistcoat style thing. I think I made that video public actually, because that was the full outfit. I made a video of the full outfit with the black wig and everything. And I only do that to get my hair on my face, but I think it looks nice without. If my hair wasn't annoying, I'd put my ears like at the back of my hair, so my hair would be like all fluffy here, but it kind of gets annoying, especially with itchy face and everything. Yeah, it was lovely, wasn't it? So yeah, at the moment I'm wearing, I'll show you what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing my new favourite waistcoat that Jay got me. Oh god, it's tough. That's his jacket actually. He let me keep it because it's like my only male jacket that actually fits me and looks okay. Your hair looks really nice, thank you. I'm just sorry I have to always have it like this, but it just annoys me otherwise. I'll have it like that when I go out, but when I'm at home I like to have it back with a headband at least, if not a clip. So I've got really itchy chest right now. It's really annoying. My eczema's just being kind of weird at the minute. I'm getting what I call the allergic reaction version of eczema, which is where it's really itchy and sensitive, and it's like if you scratch an area it gets like weepy and wet and disgusting, and it feels horrible. It's just really horrible. So it may look clear, but at the moment it's quite bad. I've just put makeup on, but it doesn't look too bad right now. But it's really bad here and around my eyes and around here. Not too bad here, but it's getting really bad there. It feels worse than it looks, I guess you might say. I hate it. I've been off the, if you can tell, I've been off the allergy syrup for about 2 weeks. And since I stopped, my allergies have obviously been a bit heightened, but my face has been so clear. It's weird. So my allergies seem to be separate to my eczema, but they're still kind of entwined, but they're separate. So basically when I have the allergy syrup, it calms my allergies like sneezing and tickly nose and throat and eyes down. It gets rid of that, but it makes my face flare up real bad. Where is Richard? He usually gets on by now. Yeah, he's usually the first, but he's been the first a few times. He doesn't always get on. Easter's obviously late as well. I invited a couple of others to watch my stream as well. So anyway, so I'm wearing this outfit that you've seen me in a few times now, but I'm wearing it with leggings instead of tights and shorts. Because guess what? Someone stole my shorts or took them by mistake, I'm not really sure. I didn't want to accuse anybody of nicking my shorts at the event, but like, nobody's just gonna scoop up a bunch of stuff and just take it. They're gonna check what it is first. I don't want to accuse anyone. It might have been an accident, but very unlikely. But you check your stuff before you take it. So I think someone's picked it up and thought, oh, look, a nice pair of shorts. I think I'll have these. Because they are rare. Like, these shorts that I have are so rare. They're like, they're not denim or anything. Like, usually shorts are usually like denim or spandex or whatever. But these were like whatever material that smart like suit pants are made out of. Smart trousers are made out of. And they have like the look and design of like tuxedo or suit pants. And they're a tiny bit baggier, but they're still quite short. So they've just got this like... I thought I'd done this already. So it's like rare. You can't get another one of those because I've never seen any. You can't just go to the shops and get them. I think I found these in a charity shop. It's a shame. So anyway, that's the end of my very rare, unusual shorts. The first and last of their kind that I know of so far. But anyway, so this is my new favourite waistcoat because I like the fact that it's got a lapel, I like the fact that it's pinstriped, and I like the fact that when you button the top button up, it kind of gives me a flat look. It kind of binds my chest to look more flat, and then it goes kind of out here, so it kind of... So instead of going out and then in, it kind of like goes like that a bit. So it gives me a more flat look, like my other waistcoat that does that. So my other waistcoat that does that is an actual boy's waistcoat for teenagers. This one's actually a woman's one. So I was surprised to find one that does this. So it's obviously for fit, it's obviously fitted for a man, the other one. Do you have any local charity shops you can look for random stuff? Oh yeah, I can do that. But it's just very rare to find shorts like that. I mean, I remember I went out this one day, went out to Staley Bridge, me and my mum, years ago. And I was like, right, I want to find a pair of short shorts today. Like hot pants, like denim hot pants. Low-waisted as well. Which at the time very rare, because this is when like high-waisted ones were the main ones in style. And high-waisted ones just don't fit me or suit me as well. Because I have a like fucking straight body. So high-waisted ones just make me look weird. So I was looking for low-waisted ones this day, and I went to a charity shop, and that was the first thing I saw on the rack outside was a pair of low-waisted denim short shorts that were just my size. I think it was a size 12 or something. And even though I've lost weight now, they still fit me. So they're my second favourite. So these black ones made out of, I don't even know what that material is that suit pants are made out of, but we call them my smart shorts anyway. So they were my first favourite. My second favourite are the dark blue denim low-waisted short shorts. And my other actually this is like a favourite. It's kind of a tie really, because I also have these like shiny ones. Now they are high-waisted, but because they're like a thinner material, they fit a bit better than the denim ones that are high-waisted, so they're less cumbersome and less restrictive. I find denim very restrictive, especially like the thick denim. Like at least these low-waisted denim shorts of mine are sort of like a thinner denim, and they're not like dead stiff. They're kind of like, I don't know, they're just thinner and more pliable. Sorry, I'm not finishing the story off. But basically, yeah, this girl kept popping her head in McDonald's and meowing at me. So it started out with her woofing at me, and then she started meowing at me. Well, I didn't want to. Basically, I didn't want to show the first video first, which I should have done, because it unfortunately had somebody else in it, and I'm not sure she wants to be like on YouTube. So I didn't make it public because I don't want to get in trouble with her because she's my friend, and you know I like that McDonald's. So I'm worried if she or someone who worked at McDonald's found it, you know, they might be pissed that I've got someone that works there, or she finds it and she's on it and she doesn't want it. You know, I'm afraid that she might like hate me or like ban me from the shop because I've done that. So I've learnt my lesson, and if I get anyone on film, pretty much, especially in shops, I try not to put it on YouTube. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait, guys. I'll edit it. I'm gonna edit it first, but unfortunately, it means I have to put it on the computer, and it's so slow. Sometimes it can be very slow. It's not too slow at the minute, but you know, depends how much stuff is on. We have 3 silent viewers. Hopefully, one of them is Anthony. He was on before. Right. My mum wants me. Unfortunately, sorry guys. Hopelessly, we've had like 2 sessions, and this might be the 3rd one now where she's kept me for like half an hour or so chatting. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case again. Hello, Mama.
Oh, I was just going to text you. Right, see that guy there?
Yeah.
Never got tired of it. Just look. You can grow anything here.
Does he remind you of that guy from downtown?
Downtown Abbey. Yes, he does actually. Looks very smart.
I've often wondered if they're related.
I've got a hat like that.
He sounds like him, and he looks like him.
Similar, yeah.
I don't know his name.
Downtown Abbey. Oopsie.
Yeah.
It's got a kind of red burgundy tie on.
Second opinion, really, but that's who he reminds me of.
It's like a navy blue waistcoat.
What's his name in Downtown Abbey? Not he, him.
Oh no, he's called Lord Grantham, isn't he? And then real name is like Hugh Bonneville.
Yes. Well, I know. I mean, the thing is, he changed the name so bloody.
I used to watch Downton Abbey, great show.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Hugh Bonneville is really Hugh Bonneville.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
John Crab. Oh, which reminds me, I've renamed the Reverend.
Cool. What have you renamed him to?
What did I call him? Shitface.
Yeah.
I didn't call him crap shitface.
Crap shitface.
Crap shitface. Well,
I love that name. It's great. Thanks for sharing that with me. That's brilliant. I love that name.
what's that? Oh, is that me?
That's you, yeah.
Oh, it's just my David's gone again.
Okay. Fair enough. Right, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, so I'm on this Facebook group at the minute, or page or whatever. think it's a group. It's where anyone can sort of participate and post stuff. And they ask you to do this. Hi, Hugo. Nice to see you again. How are you doing? Anyway, yeah. So there's like this. Yeah, you do basically a profile where you post like a profile of your likes, dislikes, and what have you, and post a photo of you to kind of introduce yourself to people and get to know people. And so far, every single person on there, in the bit where it says favourite films and TV programmes, it says Lord of the Rings and Marvel. I'm actually surprised I didn't see Star Wars, to be honest with you, because they seem to be the three most popular films and TV programmes now. A Lord of the Rings, anything to do with that, like The Hobbit and stuff. Star Wars and everything to do with Star Wars. Marvel and DC, which I put in the same category because they're both like superhero things, even though they're classed as two separate universes, I guess. I don't know. But the same thing to me because it's superhero stuff, so they're the three things. That's all anybody's interested in now in films and TV is Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and Marvel and DC. I'm like, doesn't anybody like anything else? And then it was me, right, I'm going to post one myself. And I'm like, TV, Downton Abbey, The Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, Good Night Sweetheart, like the more lesser known things, you know. Bread, Keeping Up Appearances, like there's loads of stuff I like Friends, King of Queens, 2.5 Men. So they're the ones we've been watching like recently. We've not seen 2.5 Men for years though, or Friends for a while. Frasier! I didn't put them actually, I forgot about them. But basically I put lesser known things that you see people mentioning. Goodnight Sweetheart's definitely obscure, no one ever talks about that. The Good Doctor, that's good. Call the Midwife. Home Fires, all the period ones. Lady Chatterley's Lover, which is a film now as well. 50 Shades of Grey. The OA. Dark. And then films, it was like, what did I put for films? Like Disney films like Lion King. I love Lion King. That's like my favourite Disney film of all time is Lion King, Lion King 2, Lady and the Tramp, Lady and the Tramp 2, Little Mermaid 2, Cinderella and the sequels, like Jungle Book. I really like Tarzan. I really love Tarzan. And like, TV series Timon and Pumbaa as well. That's another one that I really like. The Little Mermaid Disney series. There was the Disney Princess TV series as well, which I only had Jasmine on that one. I don't think I had the others. I pretty much had a box set of the Jasmine series. So that was cool. I really like that. I like the Arabian theme and everything, which now everyone's saying is racist now. So apparently you can have a series about other cultures without it being racist now, apparently. So, like, apparently Mulan's racist. Peter Pan's racist because it has Indians in it. Aladdin's racist now because it has Arabian themes in it. From back then, remember? You know, this was in the past, this is not now. A lot of Disney movies depict how things were in the past, and the stereotypes were probably accurate for the time. Maybe not now. Although Arabia's still the same, actually. That's still pretty accurate. Like, they'll cut off your head if you show a bit of elbow or ankle or some shit. Like, they still do stuff like that, so it's technically not... It's not like an untrue stereotype. They still do that. Apparently you can't mention it without getting moaned at. Have a great night. I'll watch the stream later. Oh, okay. Never better, far better. I don't really have the energy to go into it. Just thought it would be nice to see you were live. Oh, I don't know why, but I read that as you feel far better, but you don't have the energy to go into it. That's weird. Sorry, I read things weird sometimes. I'm like that. My brain can be weird sometimes. Like, I read something different the first time, then I'll read it again, and it's like, no, that's not what I... I'm sorry to hear that. I'm kind of weird like that with the ups and downs as well. It's like since I stopped taking the allergy syrup, my face has been clear, and my brain's been a bit more like I've felt better and happier and sort of more upbeat, and like my passion's back and everything. I felt pretty great both mentally and physically, but now I kind of feel like mentally I still feel okay, not 100%, but I feel okay. But my face is getting quite irritated. I actually feel pretty good with my makeup on right now. I actually feel better without it. I feel kind of shit, but yeah. It's so I kept too wordy when I write. That's okay. I mean, you can write away. You can flood the freaking chat if you want with your story, with your explanation as to why you've been better, far better. And you can take your time, like, you know, if you don't have the energy, you can just write it as long and as wordy as you want. It doesn't even have to be the best explanation. Just do it. There's no pressure to be perfect. If it takes you all night, just frickin' do it. And if it takes longer than the amount of time I'm streaming, you can just add it in a comment if you want to. I'm quite happy to listen, if you will, to your problems. I say listen because obviously I'd be reading it, but you know what I mean. I'm happy to read about it if you want to talk about it, because it might help to get it off your chest and I might understand what you're going through. Because I've gone through what I bet you've gone through. Like me, like I get like I have these times when I guess I feel kind of unmotivated and maybe a little bit down and depressed and in the dumps and stuff. But there's no real like reason for it. Like nothing's happened that has, you know, that I can say, oh yeah, that's the cause. It just happens sometimes. It's like when I got depressed for the first time when I was about 23 or 4 or something. I was like, I don't understand why I feel this way because nothing specifically has happened. And I felt like I was depressed about like the way my life was pretty much the same, similar. But obviously my life has kind of improved now, at least a little bit. Most people would disagree with me on that one, but to me, compared to how it was like 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I'd definitely say my life has definitely improved now, and I do feel my spirits have been lifted. I'm not 100% like happy and content, but definitely better than how it was. Like I had nothing, nobody before, except my own like imagination, and that kind of didn't. I didn't feel as like it didn't cheer me up as much. Like it didn't have the same effect on me anymore when I got this depression. And I remember thinking like, if this is about my life, if I'm depressed like this because of how my life is, like, you know, at the time I had no friends. I wasn't able to do any of the like things I was interested in, like going to classes. Yes, I've got you now. And you know, back then I kind of had people on here, but they weren't as like, I got people getting like quite nasty with me just because I wasn't gaining as much weight as they wanted, so they were kind of getting nasty. It's that kind of shit. That kind of stuff. And yeah, I was kind of confused about my gender identity back then. I thought I had to be a girl again, I guess, and that kind of made me sad because it, you know, I kind of like took on this role of like a more subservient role, I guess, because I was carer for my mum, and it just wasn't me. Like, you know, because you guys know that I feel like I'm meant for bigger things than just being a freaking cook and cleaner around the house and doing chores and looking after someone. I don't mind looking after people, but not like this, you know. This was like where I'm like consumed by looking after this one person, and they're sort of like quite bossy and demanding and quite nasty, and they'll yell at me if I do something wrong. I wouldn't mind looking after someone if they at least respected me and treated me like a human being and not like a freaking slave. All right, let me read this. But yeah, being a carer definitely is the main cause of like my depression times, because it's really restricted me from being me and who I really am and who I really feel like I should be. Let's have a look then. Actually, you know what? I'm going to sit down because I'm kind of Oh, that's better. Sit on the floor. I like sitting on the floor. I have you now. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's go. Still reeling from my weekend. Here's another one that doesn't seem to be comfortable with me exploring my identity. And he was like another friend, thinking I'm being manipulated and told I needed to change. Sounds like my mum. My mum was like that. She thinks that the only reason why I want to be a boy now is because I'm just jumping on the bandwagon with all these people and being manipulated into being this way. And it's like, no, I felt like this before all this propaganda about LGBT stuff. You know, she knows that. She knows I've wanted to be a male since I was 11. And when I was 11, you know, it wasn't as like talked about back then. People were kind of aware of it, but they didn't fully understand it, and it wasn't as accepted. All the people I told did kind of accept, but didn't accept. They were not nasty about it, but they didn't fully accept me as a guy, and they would try and convince me to, you know, be a girl, and like being a girl is better, and a girl power, and all this stuff they were saying. So they weren't nasty about it, but they did try and convince me that, you know, being a girl is better anyway. It might be in some ways, but I didn't feel that way at the time. Or now. Like, I know logically there's reasons why being a girl is better. Like, I mean, people will buy your drinks for you and be, like, generally nicer to you if you're a girl. Whereas guys apparently get treated like shit most of the time, so more likely to be attacked, more likely to get into fights, more likely to... Like, it's harder to date because they have to make all the efforts and stuff, and then they have to go through all this rejection and just women being pains in the arses to them. And then, you know, it's easier to be women because you can pretty much just... Like, if someone likes you, they'll just buy you stuff. I have had stuff bought for me in the past when I've been more a girl. Actually, I had, like, my entry into the party, someone bought for me. That was Rob. He bought me one drink, and then this other guy bought me, like, 2 other drinks. And this other guy, another separate guy, bought me a taxi as well. Like, he paid for it. It was really nice because he wanted to see me get home safely. But if I was a guy to him, like if I was like a proper full-fledged guy, he probably wouldn't have done that for a guy. Like, nobody would have bought a guy drinks, and nobody would have, like, bought a guy a taxi to get home safe. They'd be like, yeah, you're a guy, you'll be safer going home on your own, like walking home, or you can get your own taxi and stuff. Like, I get, like, there are perks to being a girl like that, and the clothes are obviously cool and nicer, and makeup's awesome, and, you know, can't do that as a guy. Or at least it's more frowned upon anyway. You can technically, but it kind of looks a bit weirder anyway, doesn't it? Like, it depends. Like, some people can get away with it. And he was like another friend thinking of being manipulated. I needed to change. I'm still me. I told him, just working on improving myself and loving myself better. No need to hide. No longer hiding. That's true. I get depressed about being single and having no partner. Yep, that was me as well. I've been there. At the moment, I feel okay, but I would like to have a partner soon. But I don't feel as down and depressed about it as I have done in the past. Mainly because I've had one recently and we broke up. And, you know, it kind of sucks, but I kind of feel like, well, because I found that one, there is hope for me that I'll find another one. Whereas before it was so few and far between that I felt like it was just never going to happen, and I was starting to get a bit annoyed by it, I guess. My fantasy life was always enough for me, so I didn't really care about anything in real life much. And I kind of wish I was like that again, because it was a lot easier. And oh, sorry, it's jumped down to the bottom. Having no partner, but it has also allowed me to find myself and learn who I am without interruption. I find the opposite, actually. I find when I have people in my life, it kind of inspires me, it inspires my ideas, and inspires me to, like, it makes me feel more accepted and, like, more encouraged to be who I am and want to be when I've got people in my life. I never used to be like that. I didn't really used to be reliant on people when I was younger. When I was a kid and teenager, I used to just rely on my imagination and my own opinion of myself, and, like, my fantasy world and stuff, and obviously my immediate family that made me happy, so that's all I needed back then. But obviously as I've gotten older and my family have pretty much abandoned me and my mum, And then my mum got nastier and nastier, and then made me be her carer and got nastier. Then I had a heart attack, then got nastier, and then broke a hip and got nasty, and then got breathing problems from the rats and got nasty and all that stuff. That's kind of like kiboshed everything. It's like at the kink group, for example, I met this, like, she was the only other one there that was dressed up like an animal. Like, I was wearing my big wolf ears and my animal outfits, and my paws, you can't see them, but I'm wearing my little kitty paws. Look at the cute, look at the cute, look at the cute. I was the only other one there that was dressed like an animal, and she was dressed like an animal, but a deer. She had a deer tail and ears on, that which she made herself, and she was wearing these like really cool shorts, and she was wearing hoof boots, like boots that were like hooves. So they didn't have a heel on them; they just had the front bit, if you know what I mean, like to look like the shape of a hoof, which she couldn't walk in, so it sucked. And I was like, you'd think she would have wanted to stick with me for the whole evening and like would have wanted to be like Bessie mates and everything, seeing as how I was the only other one, and it's like really rare around here. So she obviously lives like local and I live local, and we've kind of found each other, the only other people who dress like an animal. You'd think she would have wanted to stick with me the whole night and would have been enthusiastic to stay in touch like ever after. But she didn't seem to be that bothered. And when we got each other's contact details, like I've messaged her, but she's not replied. I'm really surprised, because to find people like us, it's very rare. So you'd think she would have wanted to be like best friends and like get to know me and like hang out and just like, we should have like clicked instantly. Because it is very rare. We're like both trans. She was actually trans male. I know I call her she. I feel bad about that, but I'm just saying, like, just telling you she was like biologically female and like pre-op, like she hasn't transitioned at all. She was wearing like a chest binder. So I asked her pronoun. She said it was like he or them, they, them, he, him, his. So technically, he's a trans male, trans masculine, pre-op, like me. So we had that in common, that we both identify as more male masculine, and also the fact that we both like to dress up as an animal. Very rare in this area. So why she didn't like jump at the chance for us to be like best friends? Because I'm willing. I was willing, but she's just like not even bothered to reply. It's such a shame. I just don't get it. But I found that a lot. Like whenever I've met people who are also alternative round here, they've not been very interested in like striking up a friendship. And I'm like, why? People like us are very rare. Why don't you want to sort of, you know, bond over it and like stick together? I don't know. It's weird. I find them very strange. Hopefully, maybe she's just busy or something. Hopefully she'll reply soon. Anyway, sorry, I cried a lot today. No one noticed at uni, but that's okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I actually had an allergic reaction once, and a little boy thought that I was crying, and he was like, "Oh, are you okay?" I was like, "Oh, it's all right. I've just got allergy reactions." It was really sweet. He was a teenage boy, and that was really nice of him. Didn't think, you know, young people really cared that much. They're all either self-absorbed usually, or just nasty, horrible hooligan types. So it's nice when you find the rare type that's caring and nice. Sweet. I needed to get out, and maybe I can come back into reality when I stop hurting. I like to come back into my fantasy life. That's the best. You should have a fantasy life. That's the best thing ever. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you broke up. I wouldn't have mentioned it otherwise. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. You can mention whatever you like here. It's fine. Like I say, I'm not bothered. Obviously, I am bothered, but I'm not like super sensitive about it or anything. It's a shame. Ready with my paws. Well, I thought I told you that we broke up, but yeah, we did. November, I think it was. It is a shame. It sucks. But I had to get my mindset into a place, because before we broke up, I was just getting to be quite, I don't know, because I got ill at the time, like in October at some point. And it kind of set me back like a lot, like even mentally, like for some reason it affected me mentally. this particular illness I had. And it took me a while to get back sort of happy and sort of enthusiastic to get back into my creative stuff. And I'd finally like gotten like really happy and upbeat and feeling wonderful. And then the breakup happened and I was like, oh great, this is gonna set me back again. So I had to like do a lot of inner work with my own brain and try not to get back into a down state again. So I got to a point where I was like, right, you know, you're okay on your own. You got to accept it. It'll be okay. Everything's going to be fine. You will find somebody. And me and him would continue to be friends, so that's okay because we get along so well. We broke up because of certain reasons, but we still like each other a lot. We still get along so well, you know, that we didn't want to end it completely. So we're still really good friends. It's just that we don't see each other as often as we did. As you guys know, it was every Tuesday and Saturday. Now it's just whenever he's available. I'm always freaking available, so can't say I always will be available, but usually I am unless I've made plans. And so far that's not happened. I did actually like I say, I got this person got back in touch with me, like I say, and he wanted to kind of meet, but then suddenly he was hesitant and said he didn't have the money to meet. He lives about 4 or 5 hours away, so it's a bit difficult for him to get here without spending fortune on obviously petrol and a hotel, because he'd have to stay overnight because it's such a long journey to make, like to come here and then go back into one day. So obviously he'd have to like get a hotel so he can stay overnight and then go back the next day, sort of thing. So yeah, he decided he didn't have enough money, and like I say, he was one that just went on about his kinks and didn't really, I can't say he didn't completely give a shit about what I wanted to do and what I was into, but he did kind of try and push his kinks on me a bit, so kind of shit. Maybe I missed the live stream where you mentioned it. I didn't really, I guess I kind of hinted at it, but I didn't really like talk about it much. So I guess it's official now, I'm talking about it. We did break up. I think I do have a fantasy life, more than one. I use them to comfort when I feel up to it. It's awesome, isn't it? I like it. Like I say, I made up a world, stories, characters, and sometimes, well, over the years, since I was a kid, I've liked to act them out, like act out the character that I am, and then have like talk to the characters that I created that were having a relationship of whatever sort with my character, if that makes sense. It's like, I don't know, most kids would act out fantasy, like if they didn't have friends over and they were play acting, they would probably either pretend there was someone there, like an invisible person, like pretending there's someone there, or they'd probably use their stuffed toys to act out the other characters so they could interact with them. I had some soft toys that I would talk to, and who would be characters that I would interact with to kind of act out whatever fantasy world or scenario I wanted. But I mainly had pictures, so I would make up characters, like, I don't know, say like this guy that you've seen. I would make up characters like him. Sorry, it looks shit. 1 minute. I'm just gonna turn it around. It's gonna be better. It looks really bad that way round. It looks really bad. It looks really asymmetrical the other way around. There we go. So like characters like him, for instance, and I would talk to them and act out scenarios with them. Usually I'd be this like evil sadistic character. So in my current scenario, this guy here, he's a supreme ruler of the universe. Which is usually, it's kind of unusual that I would interact with characters like this, because my character is usually the head honcho, the main, like, the all great and powerful lord and master and boss of the universe and everything. But I decided it would be cool to create an equal for him. So Jeremiah is obviously the sun god, so he'd be like one of the high ups. So he, as the supreme ruler of the universe, is his equal. Now he lives on a different planet, so he's pretty much an alien cat thing. And he talks in a completely different language. He doesn't talk in English. He basically makes a sound like this, but like a bit more higher pitched. Jeremiah can speak this language, but it's obviously lower pitched because he can't get as high as this little guy can get, because he's got the right vocal cords for it. Jeremiah does not, even though they're technically the same species. Different breed, I guess. Like, same species, different breed. He's like the cat version. Jeremiah would be like the wolf version, or falcon wolf. But they are technically equals in rank and also species. They're both sort of divine, both deities, I guess, both sort of like high ranking in the universe. He's such a gorgeous boy. I just freaking love him. But anyway, he came to Earth and Jeremiah pretty much seduced him. And they ended up being like together as fiancés. And of course, Jeremiah, being the sadistic, evil, power-hungry, narcissistic guy that he is, of course, he does really love him and all and like him and stuff, but he kind of like has this fantasy of overthrowing him as a supreme ruler. Like, he likes toying with that idea, although he kind of likes having an equal as a partner for the first time ever. Because usually Jeremiah's partners would be someone like way low ranking than him. That sounds really cool. I would love to do that, Sean. It would be nice to hear you guys' fantasy life. I heard about another guy's fantasy life at the kink event. He said when he was like 8 or something, he created this fantasy life sort of scenarios where he was a Dalek, and he had all these like, it would enslave a bunch of humans and kind of do sadistic stuff to them and stuff. And apparently even to this day, he's like I don't know how old he is, but he's like a lot older now, obviously, than 8. And he's older than me. And yeah, he has an account on Second Life, and he's got a Dalek character and also one that looks like him, so I guess he kind of acts out his fantasies on there. It's nice to hear about other people's fantasy worlds, and I'm not like the only one who has one. Because obviously most people they might create a fantasy world, but they don't get involved in it like as a character themselves. They would just write about it or whatever, or draw pictures. It's really unusual for people to actually be involved in their fantasy lives, but it is something that has made me happy ever since I was younger, and it especially like really helped me after Grandma died and my life changed a lot for the negative. So my fantasy life really did help me a lot through that. It's something I really focused on, and something that I would like think about and fantasize a lot about. And it didn't matter what was happening in real life, I always had that to sort of fall back on and like focus on, if you will. But my mum got to it, I guess, when I was like 11, 12, 13. My mum was worried that I was losing touch with reality. It wasn't true that I was losing touch with reality, it's just that I preferred to live like almost permanently in this fantasy world, you might say, because it really made me that happy. It didn't mean that to say, like a lot of people say that Chris Chan lost touch with reality and really thinks that his fantasy world is real and that all the stuff that he'd made up is really true, and that he really believes that and doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. So my mum thought like that I was becoming delusional and like completely losing touch with reality, but that was never true. Like, I never became like, is it psychosis where you think a certain thing is real or true but it's not, and you get kind of scared or whatever? Like, no, that's not true. I was never like that. I wanted it to be real, so I would believe it was real in a more logical way. Like, logically I knew it wasn't real, but I would like live permanently in it. And I believe that my picture friends, like him and stuff, is real and really can hear me and think and feel and everything. my mum would often remind me that my fantasy world's not real and these pictures were not real and they can't really hear me and see me and they're not alive. And that used to fucking break my heart. Oh my God, that affected me like in a really negative way, not a positive way. Because she didn't realise, because I didn't know she really thought that, and I didn't really have the words to describe it back then. It is a real beautiful drawing, isn't it? Yeah, my fantasies are always where I'm some kind of mythical being and like a higher power, like a deity and a god and king and everything. That's what I've always fantasized. We're about someone in power or someone in charge. Usually my character would be evil and sadistic and narcissistic, self-centered, snobbish. I kind of was like that in real life, but it was like more for fun rather than like proper serious. I was technically a nice person. I never treat people in real life like that, but in my fantasy world I did. And sometimes when I talk about people behind their back, I will be like, oh my God, how common are they? And I might sort of like criticize them and stuff. Like, you know, like Valley Girls in like things like Mean Girls and stuff, like where they're like, they'll talk about people and be like, oh my God, did you see what she's wearing? Oh my God, that's so disgusting and common and this and that. Like, I'll do stuff like that, but it's just for fun. It's not like proper, like nasty or anything. Besides, people do that to me anyway, so I kind of do it back to them. But like, I don't really care what people do or wear or whatever, but I'll just do it for fun and stuff. So basically, in the fantasy world, Jeremiah and the Supreme Ruler here are kind of like that. So although he goes to talk, that's the noise he makes. In English, his accent would be like a valley girl. Like, oh my God, eat a cheeseburger. You're so skinny and disgusting. Like, he speaks like that. He pretty much speaks like that in English. If he spoke English, that's how he sounds. And he would like pretty much bitch about people and what they're wearing and what they look like and stuff. Thinks himself like above the rest. So just like Jeremiah. So like I say, they're equals. But at the same time, like Jeremiah kind of thinks of him as a rival, but not seriously. It's just like for fun, he'll be like, yeah, I'm going to take over as supreme ruler and I'm going to put you down. Oh my God, how cute is he? Look how cute little face. Oh my gosh, he's so freaking cute. I'm so worried about him like getting ruined. He's laminated, but look at this. He's already getting ruined. Oh my gosh. I need a copy that looks just like this. I'm going to do a digital version, so don't worry, I'm going to clone digitally. Hopefully that'll be better. Music is a great way to get the mind flowing. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. I freaking love music. I absolutely love music. I love all different kinds as well. I like some rap, some hip hop. I like country music and other folk music. I like Irish music, Scottish music, Arabic music, Indian, Egyptian. Like, it's got to have a good beat as well, like, and you know. I like some choir music as well. I don't really like a lot of classical music, but there are some pieces that I like. Orchestral music's pretty cool. So I'm just going to read your comments and stuff now, because there's been a few I've not read yet. Yeah, okay. I don't think you fancy life more than 1 years ago. Yeah, cool. That's really cool. Maybe I missed the live stream. Wait, yeah. Really expanded them. Oh, yeah, cool. Right. Same here. I have created a few imaginary worlds and really expanded them over the years. Same here. Yep. My fantasy usually involves me using my religion to create a cult, but not a bad cult, but an isolated community of like-minded people that's cut off from the world. Yeah, that's like me. I kind of want to do that. I want us to build a high house of fluff together and we can all live in a house in the woods or something, and then our rural countryside, and we can just be a bunch of people who dress weird and like dress like animals and dress in like Victorian clothes and stuff. I want my fantasy world to become real. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want my fantasy world to become real. I know it is possible because a lot of people have done it. Like, you just talked about creating a religious cult that's cut off from the rest of the world. I kind of want to do that, but like you said, not in a negative way, not to be evil, but like I would just love like to create a real life world whereby we could all, like me and a bunch of like-minded people, including you guys, could go and live in like a big community. Like, it didn't have to be just one house. It can be like a community of houses or properties that they're all next to each other and near each other in a rural area. Like maybe we could just go buy up a whole like town or street and just live there, like the Mennonites and the Amish community did. I'd love to do something like that. And I would be like the ruler and leader. And then I could have a bunch of people with their permission and consent, obviously, that would serve me and wait on me hand and foot and do everything that I say, and I'd make up all the rules. And I'd have like a council of people who I trusted and who were like equals to me, and we could all make like decisions and rules together, and everybody in it would be involved, and there'd be like a ranking system. It would be awesome. I really want to do that. I think it's possible because people have done it, but I just don't really know how to go about it, to be honest, except advertise like here. But we need like to all pitch in together and like buy properties and stuff to live there. I'd rather do that than just live on my own in like a fucking council house, which is what I'm having to do now. Like if I want to move out, I'd have to like get myself a council house and just live there on my own, and I don't really like the idea of that, to be honest with you. I'd rather live with a nice family of people, to be honest with you. Like we could create a family, that would be awesome. Because I don't have a family except my mum and my dad, but they're all like separated and fragmented, so the rest of the family have just abandoned us, so it's not fun, not cool. I miss having a family. Oh yeah, and I'd like someone to be like my wife, and we could have like adopted kids, but the kids would be kids. It would just be like grown-ups, like that want to be adopted, like that need like families, like me. Like I'd love to be adopted by a family, to be honest, and be the child, even though I'm a grown-up. You know, I'd love that. So I'd love to do that for other people. There must be other adults who kind of want to be adopted. I would quite happily adopt adults to be my kids. Isolated community of like-minded people. Yes, cool. One is where I'm a professional wrestler and I like most of my imaginary worlds. I have incorporated a lot of real-life elements like family and friends, as well as fictional characters and famous people. Yeah, for me, my family and friends are all like pictures and used to be stuffed toys. Another one is where I'm a filmmaker, actor, musician. That's so cool. I've got this other story going called Paraphilia 2, and it's pretty much where Jeremiah is like this big... Like, I don't know what you call these people. A manager, I guess? So ultimately, even in this, he's like a god and stuff, but he takes on the role of this manager in one scenario, where he's like the model, and he does catwalk modeling and stuff. And he shows off his body, which is really skinny. He's like dead skinny. And in this scenario, he's kept skinny by Jeremiah, who's like the manager, like keeping him down, and just like refuses to feed him, deprives him of food and stuff. And keeps him like skinny and keeps him down and keeps him subservient and stuff, saying basically you rely on me and you have to do as I say, otherwise you're fired and out on the street, like that sort of thing. But Paraphilia 2 is basically an experiment. So it's where Jeremiah and the Supreme Ruler experiment with how real-life human beings do things on Earth, and compare it to how this alien species does it on their planet, which is a lot different to the humans on Earth. Basically, kind of implying that humans are a far inferior species because they are all treating each other badly and wrongly, and they just don't have no proper order like they have on his planet and Jeremiah's planet. Because on their planet and in their world, everybody cooperates and is like just happy and stuff because they know how to do things properly. Unlike the humans, who all just become very flawed and fuck everything up pretty much. So they were just demonstrating how humans are. So they're not really like that. It's just that they were just demonstrating, because Paraphilia 2 is an experiment. And it's basically surrounding fetishes and fantasies, which usually corrupt people as well as power and stuff and money. Hang on. Music is a great way to... Hang on, let me think. Alright. One I think I am less open to talk about is one where I am plus-size girl called Hannah. And all my friends are big girls too and stuff. We're all very close and look out for each other and have fun. in my fantasy world, that is a cool scenario for one of my fantasy worlds, where all the big characters would be like the popular kids and the popular people, and all the skinny people would be like the inferior, sort of like uncool kids. That is a really cool scenario. So I welcome you to sort of experiment with that kind of scenario and idea, whereby you and your friends as Hannah are all big girls and you're the popular kids and all the skinny ones are the unpopular kids, and you're like bitchy, like, oh my god, she's so skinny, that's disgusting. Which is pretty much what the Supreme Ruler and Jeremiah do, even though he's skinny, but Jeremiah often teases him and makes fun of him for being skinny. I've memorized nearly 600 Bible verses, and I'm hoping to convince people to make this community with me. Yeah, I need to read the Bible a bit more. I've watched a lot of like Bible stories on YouTube. David Koresh Wacko. Will you give out Kool-Aid? Probably. No, this isn't Jamestown. You'll be sent to spirit prison if you do that for real, Aaron. Yeah, I don't know what he's going on about. Like David Koresh from Wacko. But yeah, we need to do this for real, don't we? We need to create this sort of community, a kind of a cult, but it'll be a very good cult. Very good. Where we'll do things the proper way. Live by nature and incorporate it in science. Thank you. There's no hierarchy for real factions or real factions. If there are any people that are slim or skinny, which would be rare, we won't judge, and if they want to be like us, we'd support them. Okay, so that's cool. So you'd pretty much you'd pretty much just like accept anyone no matter what body size they are, and just, yeah, that's kind of cool. So there's no judgment. That's pretty good. But yeah, in my sort of like in the universe that I created, pretty much the fat people are all the popular ones, and they're all like the superior ones, and they'll make fun of the skinny ones. But like, because Jeremiah and him are like equals, they both accept each other and like each other and treat each other very well. It's just that sometimes Jeremiah will, just for fun, like make fun of him for being skinny. And it does his head in, but he knows he doesn't mean anything like really bad by it. In our community, Jeremiah, you can be head of the community, but I take control of religious order within it. Yeah, okay, I was just thinking that. Oh my gosh. You just said what I was thinking. It's just that I didn't have the words to describe it. So thank you, yes. Jeremiah is always welcome to visit Hannah's world. Oh, I would love to. We should we should totally combine all these like worlds and stuff. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Combine them. I like Hannah's world. It sounds really good. A gang of big girls, is it? Sounds awesome. Sounds very cute. So they're just really nice people. They're not bitchy or anything. They're not like, yeah. That sounds really nice, to be honest with you. I really like that. It's really sweet. Really sweet. So really nice, sweet big girls, eh? Lovely. And of course, we have my scenario where I'm like the big fat pharaoh. Jeremiah's like the big fat pharaoh. And he has like a bunch of skinny slaves and stuff. I am like very into like the whole ruling class sort of low ranking slave subject hierarchy dynamics. I'm very into all of that, but I'm also open to just everyone being equal and everyone being like friendly with each other, and everybody sort of, it's like the put meet, for example. When I go to the what I've noticed is like it's very cliquey at the furry meets, especially the Manchester furry meets. It's very cliquey, and you get a lot of people that will just like hang out together, and they all look a certain way, and they will look at you like you're a piece of dirt. And you've got hierarchy, so the staff seem to think that they're like gods there. And so far, the first few times that we went there, they were a bit like, they did seem a bit stuck up, to be honest with you, and a bit unfriendly. And they obviously took it too far, and you know the power has gone to the heads a little bit, it seemed. But on all the other furry meets, it wasn't like that. Like the hosts were really nice and friendly, really down to earth, and all that, you know. It's just the Manchester furry meets. I don't know why, but the people there seem to be very cliquey. There are quite a few nice ones, don't get me wrong, but there were also a few, like, I don't know, ones that would just look at you funny, and like the hosts in particular were just a little bit unfriendly the first 2 times. For the third time I went, and the final time I went, they were actually really nice. But then once they realised I was banned, and they decided to ban me and stuff and contact me and stuff, they were obviously quite nasty when I decided to turn up, like I say, in disguise. And, you know, because I for some reason, I really like that meet, so I really wanted to just go and, like, meet my friend there. And I went there for a bit, but they realised it. Someone, I don't think that the hosts discovered. I think someone squealed. I think someone ratted me out. Someone recognised me and ratted me out and said the person who's banned is here. But they weren't sure that I really was that person, and they didn't know who I was. Unfortunately, they were able to identify me via my telegram. So they basically, when they were sure enough that I was the one they were supposed to be banning, they kind of came up to me and said, they were like, what's your telegram? So I showed them my telegram profile, and they were like, yeah, you're the one who's banned, get out. You know, it's like, if they didn't have my telegram, they wouldn't have ever, like, found out that I was the one. They couldn't prove, they could never prove that I was the one, because they didn't have, like, pictures of me or a name or anything. They didn't know who I was. They just knew that somebody had recorded in the fursuit lounge and, you know, banned that person, but they didn't know who it was to actually get in contact or go up to and ban. So unfortunately, I made the stupid mistake of giving them my telegram and joining their telegram groups and stuff. And even then, they weren't sure, like, who it was. And I did make the mistake of, like, posting pictures of myself in the groups, and everybody loved them, and everyone was really nice, to be honest. But then when the hosts realised who I was and, like, I guess recognised my real life pictures, that's when they contacted me and said I'm the one who's banned. But they'd obviously banned me before, but didn't know who I was. Like, they didn't know which one it was. So cute! My god, look at his cute little face. It's cute. I want to show you the pictures I drew of him. He's dead skinny. He is high ranking, but Jeremiah has seen to that he's not anymore. They basically had eggs together and said, well, Jeremiah said, well, you have to sit on the eggs and look after them. And while you're doing that, I will be the supreme ruler in your place. And basically he gave Jeremiah his powers so that he could rule the universe in his absence, while he focuses on, like, keeping the eggs warm. And then when they hatch, obviously focusing on, like, you know, looking after raising the children. So Jeremiah would, like, basically go to work as a supreme ruler, and he'd stay home and look after the fluffy kittens. They would have, like, really fluffy kittens. So basically fluffy kittens hatching out of eggs. How cute would that be? That'd be adorable. I love kittens. They really melt my heart. Puppies also melt my heart as well, to be honest with you. But I really love kittens. So cute. So yeah, basically, I don't know, a lot of the Manx furs, I'm not gonna lie, they were really nice, okay? They were really, really lovely. But there were just some that were a bit cliquey and not as friendly. But all the other ones, it's been really nice. But the put meets, they're really nice. Like, every single one of them seems to be really good and really nice. It doesn't seem to be as cliquey there. So cute! I can't get over how freaking cute he is. Look at his big eyes and the bobbly mouth. So cute. Oh, you're welcome, by the way. It's very nice. That means a lot. Yeah, any problems, we solve them civilly. That really does sound good. So no bullies, that's awesome. Every community started with a few people talking about it. We might think this will never happen, but everyone thinks that's at the start. That's true. I'm sure we'll build up a nice community, Sean. Hopefully a nice cult, like I say, called the Fluff House of Fluff. Jeremiah can always eat with us. Awesome. Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, we should think up a scenario where I go eat with you. So I guess would you say you're all like, it was like a scenario where it's in like high school or something? Because Jeremiah could always regress and be a teenager in that world. Because Jeremiah starts out as a teenager in the book in the earlier, but he kind of progresses to an adult, obviously, because, you know, over time and all that, time passes, you know, in the book and everything. Jeremiah pretty much ages as I do, because, you know, I'm Jeremiah, so. I created Jeremiah when I was about 20. Probably before then, actually. 19, 20, I think I created Jeremiah, so Jeremiah was like 20 when I was 20 and so on. Jeremiah's pretty much aged with me. But I can have him regress sometimes and go back in time because, you know, I love the earlier book. The early times. The early times was pretty much where he lived in the big mansion and he first met Daisy and stuff. And he was knocking around with some of the servants as well, and he kind of formed a little bit of a gang where there'd be a bit of troublemakers. So they were like posh and everything, but they'd act like hooligans. And just go cause trouble. Because I did that kind of semi for real. Because I was role-playing Downton Abbey with people on Facebook. And it was like public roleplay, so you had the audience, and then you had us role players who were like performers, but we were also like, we were doing it for fun for us, but we were also doing it to kind of perform for other people. So it was really fun. So we do stuff like this, like we had a gang in that of a select few gentlemen, and we'd be like adult hooligans going around sort of causing trouble sometimes. Let's have a look. Yeah, high school, secondary school, college kind of scenario, optional school uniforms. Ah, sounds fun. Mix of American and European school settings and Asian, I guess, too. Okay, that's cool. That sounds really good. Sounds really good. I like it. So no furries, just all humans? Jeremiah's obviously a furry, but he's got a nationality. He's pretty much Egyptian because he used to be the pharaoh like many, many years ago. And he obviously still thinks of himself as the pharaoh. Sorry, I keep pronouncing it wrong. Silly me. Come on, you daft. Oh, you're not on? How dare you not be on? I've got some pictures I'd like to show you guys. Let's have our community in the hills of Wales in the green. Yes, let's do that. I like that. And there's lots of Therians in Wales as well, so we could get some Therians in our community too. So here we go. As you can see, they're equal. So, you know, you've got the pharaoh. So the Egyptian theme sort of godlike figure that's come down to earth to rule Egypt and be one of many fantastic world leaders. And then you've got the supreme ruler of the universe, which is intergalactic. So, you know, he's not of Earth. So he's not technically a world leader, but a universal leader who's an alien of a different world and ruler of a different world, mainly. So yeah, so they are equals, you can see. He's more like alien out of space and he's like Egyptian themed. So I kind of like that. Furries can also exist too. I just overlooked it since I never really followed furries. I get sick of people generalizing them though, especially having met some at conventions and they're all really lovely. I just think it looks nice, you know, like the anthropomorphic look. I don't see why people don't like it, to be honest, to me. Even offering to hug rather than straight up doing anything with consent. Yeah, who's asked for permission? Gosh, guys. I want to show you some more art, but just hang on a minute. I just gotta get cute face. He's a bit grumpy looking, but I've just gotta get the thing. I'll be right back. Really, really late. This already takes about 1,000,000 years to cook. Look at this pie's called Heidi, apparently. Heidi the pie. What a lovely pie. Oh yeah, Jeremiah often calls the supreme ruler a pie, saying he's cute as all pie. And then he just straight up calls him a pie now. Cute as pie. Hugo, you would make a great pastoral role in the community, one that provides guidance and emotional supports. Why, thank you, Sean. He would. I'm pleased you like that, Hugo. Awesome. Right, so there'd be, I guess, Richard, Sean, Dean, Hugo, TK, we don't have a nickname for her, so I'm not going to mention her, but TK's friend, basically. There's quite a few people, aren't it? We've got Lucas, Jay, maybe Bruce, maybe. Who else? I forgot. That's everyone that would be in the community. But it's whether everyone would like to move to this community in this countryside. I don't see why not, but you know, people it's hard to convince people to do anything, isn't it? Because they all have their own little lives. But yeah, it would be nice to do this. We just need money and a place to buy and do it. And then heck, if we buy a big place for me and I can have all my stuff in there so I don't have to give up all my stuff. Because obviously if I lived in a smaller place, I'd have to give up all my stuff because I've got quite a lot of stuff and I don't really want to give it. I don't really want to give a lot of it up. So cute as all pie. Right, I think I've done some new ones. Let me just check. Oh yeah. We've got some cute ones, but I don't know where they are. I guess they're not all in here. Right, so I got that picture of the supreme ruler. I'd be the head of the community, so I'd be the boss and the king and everything. I'd be the pharaoh. And that's how skinny the supreme ruler is, and he's quite self-conscious about being skinny. Guidance and pastoral. Yep. You and Hugo, religious instruction. Awesome. So cute. Cute little legs. Cute little paws. Cute little paws. Pick up a puffs today. Right, now these were supposed to be unusual Valentine's Day cards. So this one's going to be like, you know, your pet can be like your Valentine. As in you can love your pet. So that was going to be like a Valentine's Day card. So somebody could buy that for somebody who's got a cute pet. If they don't have a partner or something. Or a friend could just do it. And then you've got like a polyamorous, because it's always about couples. So we've got this was going to be made into a polyamorous sort of Valentine's Day card. Hang on, my mum's calling me 1 minute. Sorry about that, my mum interrupted me as usual. Shoot, Max. Yes, lovely Rose. Send a link. Oh, shoot. Lucas wanted me to send a link, but I can't do it while I'm actually live streaming. I'd have to stop streaming, send the link, and then start again. I can't do it. Good morning. I'll be right back. Sorry. Excuse me. Right, I'm back. Yeah, worth losing sleep to stay on here. No, thank you. That's really kind. I like the idea. I wish I had money to cover my part, but I just don't feel comfortable to permanently move. If ideally I had a place and I could come and go when necessarily, then I could make that work. Yeah, you could do that. So you mean like get a place like nearby where we are or something, or? Because I always said that even if people like lived in this community, they could come and go as they pleased. It wouldn't be cut off from the outside world, you know, or anything. It would just be they could literally just come and go as they please, and even people from the outside world could come here, and you know, as long as they were cool and nice and open to it, and also, like I say, obviously, if they weren't coming to like be a threat of any kind, like coming to just destroy the community or whatever, or put, you know, nasty ideas in people's heads and like try and brainwash them out of our ideas, because obviously we want to brainwash people in a good way. We want to brainwash people into being nice, kind, considerate, accepting, open-minded people, and doing everything a certain way that is actually beneficial for people, like good habits and stuff, and religious and spiritual practices that improve your life, like prayer and meditation is really good for you. Like, we don't want people coming and saying, oh, it's a load of hunkum bunkum, like it doesn't do anything, it's rubbish. Like, I used to pray all the time, and I used to be dead. What's it? And everything used to be great, but you know, and with distractions, you kind of sometimes stop doing that. Like, you don't do it as much, and then things just go wrong. And it's definitely been improved because everything used to slot into place. Like, they call it serendipity when everything like just slots into place. And I remember, you know, when I was younger, things used to be kind of like that. Everything used to just like slot into place, and like if I wanted to do a thing, it would just happen. Like, I wouldn't have to make much effort; it would just like happen, just because I'd thought of it and like was dead determined to do it. So even if I didn't really know what to do, like proper, it would just like happen for me without me having to make much effort or like try and force it to happen. It just happened. Like, obviously I had to make some effort, but I didn't have, you know, it wasn't like a dead big struggle. Like I say, I had in mind that day when going out that I wanted to find a pair of denim short shorts in my size 12 that are low rise, and I went out and found them at a charity shop, you know, like it happened, it just slotted into place that day, because they're rare, you know. Right, here's your drink. So yeah, stuff like that. But sometimes I don't find that that's always so. And I figured, well, maybe it's because I need to make certain changes. You know? So like meditate more often, and like put more effort into things, and then things kind of slot into place when you sort of have this mindset. So like when I was in the mindset that I wanted to role play, and I wanted to find role play partners and create a role play community, it was a bit hard at first, so I had to make somewhat effort. And it was kind of hard to find people, but eventually when I kept at it, it did happen. But now I find it doesn't, like, no matter what effort I put into things now, it doesn't happen. Like, I could advertise my artwork like crazy, and you know, I might get like 1 commission a year if I'm lucky. And I can make efforts to kind of meet people, give people business cards when I'm out and about, ask people out, strike up conversations, go on dating apps to make friends and try and find a partner or role play partner or whatever it is I'm looking for. And it's like dead hard. Like, I'm making all these efforts, but it still doesn't happen. And that's what I find lately. It's like I had a beautiful role play group thing, and everybody loved it. Everybody was happy. I had a lot of fun, which was like the Mafia family role play group. But then things happened and people left, and it was kind of ruined. And it was hard to build it up in the first place, but it happened eventually. But this time around, I can't even find people, like new people to do it. Like, no one's interested. So it's really hard now to find these things anymore. And I have all these ideas, so it's not like I've lost interest or anything. I'm less enthusiastic, but it's like hard to find people to do it. So then I kind of become disheartened and kind of give up. So yeah, that's what that happened. Thanks for understanding. Thanks for understanding. Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, so you didn't have to live in the community, but you could like visit and be part of it. Come and go as you please and live like close by, I guess. Like be neighbours. Maybe we will never make this community. Oh, don't say that, Sean. I definitely want to do it, like for definite. If I could spend some time away from my life as Hannah, and the community feels like that place could be it. Be awesome, yes. Exactly, brother. A life away from normal life. Place to be someone different, someone new, want to be without judgment. So yeah, it could be permanent, or it could be just like temporary, where you just come and do that for a bit and then go back home, I guess. Sorry, I call you brother, but if you prefer female sister instead, let me know. I'm not sure how you identify, sorry, I should have asked. I've played enough Mafia bosses, and now I want to play other characters. Cool, you have, really? That's so cool. How long ago was that? Yeah, I had Don Lino. Because obviously I was like the underboss as Jeremiah. Don Lino was the boss. But I tried to make other roleplay things too. Like I wanted the one with the Egyptian stuff. I wanted an Egyptian like group roleplay where you had like the pharaoh and the people who lived in the palace and stuff, like the royal family and the servants and other, leaders and hierarchies that lived in the palace, and then you've got the slaves that work on the monuments and pyramids and stuff, and then you've got like the peasants and what have you. And usually the peasants would sort of sometimes conspire against the pharaoh and be like, oh, he's treating the slaves like crap, we need to do something. And he treats us peasants like crap, like taxes the shit out of us and everything. And he's like living in the lap of luxury, and they're like talking about him like this. That's what I've got in my story, and I kind of wanted to make that a reality in the sense of like a roleplay group on Facebook or something. I thought that'd be dead cool, but so far that's not happened. I just can't find anybody interested in doing it, but I'd like to. It's a nice community type thing as well. I've played the fluffer. I'm happy with my brother, but I love to be sister. Sister you shall be. Not very long ago, I usually play a lot of gangsters for a friend of mine in his short films. He's the one that upset me over the weekend. Typecast me as a villains. Oh, I'd love to do like a short film. That would be so cool. I've been trying to do that with Jeremiah's story. Like, I remember a few years ago, a couple of years ago, I was I forgot about the group, but I'd been a member for years, called Actors UK. And when I saw a post from there, I was like, oh yeah, I'm in that group, because that's when I wanted to be an actor. So I joined an actors group. And I thought, well, that didn't happen. I've not managed to become an actor as such. Like, I don't even know how to become one, I guess. But so I thought I'll just do it on my own. I thought I'll advertise, like to try and find people who want to act in my short films and do like amateur films and stuff. And there was quite a lot of people interested in doing it, but it just didn't happen. Bruce was the only one who did it, who agreed to do it. Well, that didn't really work out too good. We kind of met, but we didn't really end up doing it. Just because he could only come like once, and then he was going to Germany, so he couldn't do it regularly. Like, we'd need to do it regularly. So the first meet was supposed to be about like getting to know each other and discussing the project. And the second day, because he got a hotel, the second day was supposed to be us like doing a bit of practice and actually making a video of it, of us acting as Jeremiah and Daisy. So he'd be Jeremiah. He wore a blue suit and red tie on the first day, and I actually wore my more manly clothes, my manly aristocracy clothes, because we weren't supposed to be doing it like proper. It was just like practicing and just talking about it. But the next day I said, you know, you got to wear your suit the next day because we're going to be doing, you know, we're going to be making a video and actually doing the acting. So I went in my Lolita outfit to be Daisy. But he insisted on wearing a suit because he didn't want to wear a suit 2 days in a row for some reason. He said, I was like, why not? And he said he never wears, you know, the same outfit 2 days in a row and stuff. It's like, what? And he was like, yeah, because he's sweating and stuff. Like, what the hell? I've worn my clothes like several times in a row. I've worn this a few times. I'm in Actors UK, small world. I haven't got much work from that. But yeah, that's cool. I tried to get people like to do it, but it never happened. So there was Bruce, the two people that seemed to be the most committed was a Bruce and I think she was called Emily, I can't remember. But there was this girl, and she lived kind of close by-ish. And she was willing to come here and do it. And she kept saying, you know, when Easter break was here, she was going to come and meet me, but for some reason that didn't happen. And she said, like, sorry, I don't know, we just lost touch for a bit and then got back in touch. And then we lost touch again once my Facebook was deleted. So yeah, so I tried to make Jeremiah's story a reality by doing that. And also getting like the, you know, the opportunity to roleplay as Jeremiah and Daisy. But that didn't work out. So I will say I'm disappointed. I think that Emily, or whatever she was called, I think she would have made a really nice Daisy, actually, because she already had, like, in real life, the personality of Daisy. She was really sweet and nice and kind and just lovely. We seemed to get along so well. I thought we could even be, like, friends. Like, not just do this for the acting, but actually become, like, good friends. But, again, it just didn't happen. Like, we just lost touch for whatever reason. And the ultimate reason was because, like, we got back in touch, but then the ultimate reason was because, what's this? You know, because my Facebook was deleted. So, yeah, that's what happened with that, pretty much. I haven't been so lucky on my own projects, sadly. Yeah, I never do anything workable or small scale and suffered a lot of creative burnout. Yeah, for me, it's mainly, oh, look at them fluffy bunchy things. I could have worn those in winter. Didn't even know I had them. It's actually like a lamb. Whoa, I didn't even know I had this stuff. Wow. Who knew? Oh, look, there's my what's it thing. Yeah, they could be done in, oh no, wait. I was thinking they could either be done in a load of whites because they're white, or they could be done in the load of fluffy stuff, which I'm going to put fabric softener in. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out my laundry. I hate doing laundry because of all the planning you have to do with it. Like right now I'm trying to gather up a load of whites so I can pretty much do a load of whites. But then we've got the crossover of there's something white here, but it's also fluffy. And I was going to put together a bunch of fluffy stuff to use fabric softener with, because I don't want all my stuff done in fabric softener because it irritates the shit out of me. What the hell is this thing? That's weird. A weird garment. Another one I didn't even know I had. Must be my mum's. So yeah, I'm doing a load of... Oh god, that stinks. I'm doing a load of whites, and I'm also doing a load of fluffy stuff as well. So I don't know whether to put that in the fluffy stuff or in the load of whites. I think I'll do it in the fluffy stuff because I've got less fluffy stuff. So I'll probably do it in the load of fluffy stuffs. I found a black pinstripe crop top there. My fans will love it. Yeah, it's mainly with people letting me down anyway, as to why my projects never get done. Because usually the things I need other people to do for me, it's things that I can't do myself. Like, I don't have the skill or time or patience or whatever. So I kind of want to outsource, if you will, certain jobs to other people, like with the animations. Obviously, I'm not really... I can animate. I believe that I could get good at animation, but I just can't be bothered with it. You know, it's too long-winded, and there's loads of stuff I don't know about animation, so I really could do with someone else doing that for me, who's actually sort of like already proper good at it, if you will. So yeah, what's this? Ooh, here's another woolly, like, fluffy thing. Oh yeah, this is the jacket that the zipper doesn't work on. That's why I don't bother with that one. I'd help you with a project if you ever needed me, but I can't do much. Oh, okay. What can you do? There's obviously the acting, but it depends whether you have the right look for the acting, I guess. So obviously I need someone to role play with me as Jeremiah, act with me as Jeremiah, and I'd be Daisy. And I also need a girl to role play with me as Daisy, so I could be Jeremiah sometimes, because I like to role play as Jeremiah sometimes. But I know you guys are going to hate this, but I'm going to say, woohoo! I've lost weight! Woohoo! Whoa, I didn't think it was possible. I'm just slightly above 9 stone. I was 9.5 stone before. My diet worked. Jeez. I'm a genius. Genius. I was trying to work out a specific diet whereby I could eat what I want, but so I was a way I could do that. It worked. I decided on days where I have a bigger dinner, I would give up suppers, but just have like a little supper. And this is the other. It's not going to work out. Oh, for God's sake, I can't put my slipper on. Come on. My mum's going to moan in a minute. I've got to get on. People are chatting. I don't know if it's cut off. Respect, I will try. That'd be good. Right actor and voice. Remember the photo I sent you with my brush and hat and beard on Instagram. I don't have that beard anymore. It's now a small beard. I don't think I remember. I'm sorry. I know you sent me a picture, but I can't remember what it looked like. So yeah, I'm dead sorry about that. Right, I've got my art here to show you guys. But yeah, it would be nice for us to act or roleplay together. I mean, we could do it online, like on Facebook. I could add you to my Mafia group or whatever. Just let me know if you want to do that. Because I'd be happy to do that. So there's that, and obviously writing. I could do with some help with Jeremiah's story sometimes. So if you could give me some, like, if you could write some stuff for Jeremiah's story, that would be really great. You know, Jeremiah is quite arrogant and stuff. Sometimes he's a big fat slob. And he treats his wife like crap, pretty much. There's a supreme ruler on the catwalk. There's a Fluff looking up at Jeremiah. So cute. Nisa would love that one. Then there's this one. There's ferals. It's supposed to be a black like leotard, long sleeve leotard thing. I like that outfit look. I want an outfit like that myself. I have kind of pretty much got one now. So skinny that his ribs stick out of the back as well. You have Facebook and Instagram, that's really cool. Okay, probably shouldn't see that one. Not really safe for work. That was kind of safe for work, but they're naked, but you don't really see anything. Fluffs! Oh, glad to hear that. I'm quite happy that I lost some weight. It's Jeremiah being a fat slob. Making his wife do all the work like a slave. That's unfinished. Kind of not safe for work. Try not to show that stuff on YouTube, really, because I don't want it to be demonetized or anything. Make us into images of a group. Oh, there's the original picture of the fluff looking. Look how tiny it is. In the picture, it looks dead big, but because it's like close up. But look how tiny it is on the page. Put on more weight. Hi, it's being sent to me. Draw the community. I could do that. Be fun. Ah, colourful! Yay! Colourful! Colourful! This would be a roleplay that I'd imagine being the pharaoh, being big, fat, sexy pharaoh. Treated by people like crap, but you know, it's just roleplay, so hopefully no one would get offended. People used to say I treated my people like shit in the mafia group, but it was only in roleplay. I didn't mean to do it in real life, but people just got the wrong end of the stick and would get like offended and triggered and then just like leave the group or get nasty or something, which really sucked. I like that picture the best. Huge. I could do you in like one of those long priest outfits if you like, because I just love those. Like they're like dresses, long sleeves, like a long dress, long black dress. It'd be so cool. I've imagined Jeremiah in one of those before. He looks dead smart. Looks dead smart. Yeah, I did say that. I said any mistreatment would be in roleplay. I said everybody must be respectful in real life. No bullying and no nastiness, no arguments. Any arguments must be taken in PM, I said. Not in the main groups. So there. But they didn't take any notice, and a lot of the time they would argue with me a lot. So I'd kick them out of the group, and then they'd get dead offended, and it's like, well, it's your fault for being a dickhead. A dickhead. It's your fault for being a dickhead, you know. So there. You know. Dickhead. A dickhead. Padded paws. Padded paws. No, not finished yet. Stop being blurry. Stop being blurry. That's like the throne room, but you can't really see it. It's all fadey. I'm kind of work in progress this bit. Stop rotating. I know you guys can't see it, but it pisses me off. So yeah, people are quite annoying about this stuff, yeah. A lot of the time people took roleplay too seriously. I mean, I know I said that I like to kind of stay in character all the time, but I didn't want the drama to always be present, you know? Real life drama. Not been focusing on dinner, so I'm kind of a bit late. So forgive me if I just kind of focus on dinner at midnight. My mum's gonna be dead pleased. Our sleep and wake schedule is all fucked up, so we're pretty much both night owls. My mum's awake sort of throughout the day and night, but she pretty much keeps me up to do drinks until like 3 a.m. After 3 a.m. I'm usually not minded, so I tend to continue to stay up. Because I know if I get up during the day and she knows I'm awake, she's going to mind me to do stuff all throughout the day, because the policy is kind of like, when she knows I'm awake, she will mither me to do things and get me to do things. But when she knows I'm sleeping, she usually doesn't interrupt me unless it's something important. And something important could consist of something that's not really important, but my mum feels the need to tell me about it. Because it's important in her mind, but not really important. And of course, she doesn't agree with Freud's blame the parents or blame the mother sort of thing. So in her mind, a person has free will and does whatever, you know, it's whatever their nature is that will persist. And it's not the parents' fault if a person acts a certain way. It's the person themselves that has chose to be that way. That's how she thinks. But like, for me, it's like, well, my mum has kept me up throughout the night before, so I've ended up kind of being, like, getting into that habit, if you will, of staying up late and what have you, and getting up late. And then it's just got worse as I've gotten older. Like, she used to keep me up all night having crap-ass conversations. In her mind, there'd be, like, bonding sessions where we'd chat for hours, but, you know, throughout the night. But in reality, that wasn't the reality. Good night, Sean. Good night for now. Nice to talk to you again. Come back soon. Come back on the next one. I don't know when I'll next stream. Maybe tomorrow. Never know. But yeah. Yeah, in reality, there'd be crap-ass conversations I told you about, guys, where I said that my mum would criticize me for my fantasy life and telling me that it's not real and telling me that my picture friends weren't real and stuff. And I don't know, just like lecturing me about why it's not good for me to always be in my fantasy life, and that I need to sometimes like live in reality or whatever. I have no idea. I honestly wish I recorded those conversations at the time. But you can guarantee even if I did, they'd probably be gone by now. You know, they wouldn't have survived. Because I've got a load of videos I made from when I first got a camcorder and made videos of my earlier life that are gone forever, unfortunately. Because unfortunately the files were too big to put on the computer. So only a fair few got on. They're the ones I put on YouTube, which some of them are on here to this day, but a lot of them are, you know, people have just been dickheads and reported them and they're gone forever now. But that was my only way of backing up videos, was to put them on YouTube. And I told them that, but they didn't listen. I said I could just make them private, but they were like, nope, I'm just going to report you and fucking get them removed. And I'm like, that's not a very nice thing to do. Because they were my memories of me, like, playing with my friends and stuff. But because my friends weren't happy about being on YouTube, instead of just talking to me and saying, you know, can you make them private? I don't want to be on YouTube. Then I would have explained, well, you know, I put them on YouTube because it's my only means of backing them up. I don't have anywhere to put them because they're too big of files to go anywhere. Like, I tried to back them up, you know, by them discs. Them read-writable discs. But because the files were so big, it was only able to, like, upload one per disc. So I'd have to have, like, hundreds of discs with one video on each. And it just wasn't very sustainable, so I thought, you know, put them on YouTube. Took like fucking hours to upload to YouTube, but it was worth it when I did. It didn't have like a memory card or anything, this camcorder, so you literally, they were just kept on the camera's own hard drive. So they're still on the camera, but unfortunately it didn't work anymore, so I've not got those videos anymore. And of course I've made other like recordings of my mum, like when she was being proper nasty to me. But they're on a different phone, and that phone stopped working, so I was unable to get them. I don't know how to back up voice recordings. Would you ever want to meet up? Yep. That would be nice. Just seeing if I've missed anything. Alright, like my weight gain has been, like my weight loss has been sent to you. So I've lost weight and you gained it. I can feel my abs now. I don't even work out, but I guess I must use my stomach muscles enough because I can feel my abs now. The only reason why I want to lose weight is pretty much just to shrink my boobs so I can feel manly. I'll just be like a dead skinny, like, twinky boy, femboy. A skinny, twinky femboy or some shit. That would be cool, wouldn't it? I kind of like that. Yeah, just looking for potatoes. I don't know how old this one is. I don't know how long that's been in the fridge for. I don't keep track of this stuff. I'm not really good at organising a household. I'm just like, this is why I want servants to kind of do that. Be like, yeah, servants, you do everything. They smell okay. These must have been the ones that I've used sort of recent then. Ah, yeah, I mean, you were pleased I was gaining in lockdown. I wouldn't be surprised if your my weight loss was added to you. Yeah, I'm happy about it. I suppose I've decided now that I'd rather be skinny and have small boobs rather than be fat and have big boobs. It's like I used to ask myself this question. Like, which do I want? Do I want to be fat and have, like, be happy with the rest of my body, but not be happy with my boobs? Or do I want to be skinny and hate the rest of my body, but be happy with my boobs? And it's like, which did I find? Because that was like my two choices. That's the two choices I had, and I had to pick which one I wanted most. Like, perfect body, so fat body, but rubbish boobs. Or, you know, lovely perfect boobs that were small and perky and lovely, but then skinny, horrible, flat, straight, unattractive body. Like, which did I prove? But yeah, I really want to Oh, that's full of. That was full of what's it? Flakes or something. Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe my eczema's gone bad again. I'm so annoyed. Now I'm gonna have to have the syrup again and mess up my mental health again. I'm sick of it. That's another thing, all these medicines and stuff, just mess up my mental health as well. Anyway, hi. What's that? Hi, Issa. Hang on, you sent a message before, let me just look. Oh, hello again. Alright, yeah, hello again. I saw a message from you, but I got distracted, didn't I? So anyway, it's all my mum's. So basically, a long story short is that it's all my mum's fault that I get up late now and go to bed late. My sleep schedule's been just so messed up because I've kind of like subconsciously, I guess, it's like, well, I know that if I get up like earlier in the day, my mum will be expecting me to do stuff instead of me just doing what I feel like doing, which may include doing the stuff that she wants me to do. But having that pressure that she wants me to do certain things, and oftentimes I will do a job that even she wants me to do, but she will like distract me and like call me and make me come in the room in the middle of me doing something, and then she'll be like, do this and do that, and I'm like, but I'm in the middle of doing the first thing that you want me to do. But she'll like say, I want this doing or whatever, or she'll say, finish what you're doing and then do that, which is fair enough, but that like bombards me with stuff to do, if you will, which I hate. That's what I mean. It becomes too overwhelming, like with my mum saying do this, do that, do the other. But then in the next breath she'll be like, oh no, it's no pressure, it's just whenever, you know, I just telling you what I want doing. You can do it when you feel like doing it, or when you finish the first thing. But I'm just like, it's still a bombardment of information though. Like, I know what needs doing, but you've got to be patient because I'm just like one person to do all of everything. It's like really annoying. That's why I just want to live for myself. And I need help. Like, I want help. Like, you know, I can do stuff, but I want help. So, like, I really want to... What's this now? I really want to, like, move, but I don't want to move on my... I don't really want to move out and be on my own because I don't like the idea of living on my own. Because I think it might be hard and it might be, you know, lonely and stuff. But I'd rather just like move in with someone or people. But people I know and trust. Or just strangers or people I don't know well. So ultimately I wanna live with people, but people I know and trust. Not like total strangers or anything that I don't know how we're gonna be like with each other. But because I don't really know many people in real life and I've never like been like spent proper, like I've never had a chance to spend like a lot of time properly with people, the people that I do know, because they all live far away, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to sort of build that up and know how I'm going to be with certain people and stuff, because I never get a chance to do that. So my only hope really is to just live like in one of those supportive living things. Apparently supportive living things is where you live in like a flat or something. I guess that means it's like going to be one of those horrible high-rise freaking buildings. Which I hate. So it means I'll have a garden. So when I... Shut up! So whenever I want to go out, it means I have to just go out like in public. And I can't always be bothered doing that. You know, sometimes I just want to go out in a garden and like outside, but be in like privacy, if you know what I mean. So that's one con about this whole moving out thing, is that I might not have a garden. So in the nice weather, it means I'd have to, if I'm in, it means I have to stay in But if I want to go outside, it means I have to go out in public, and I might not always want to go out in public. I might want to go out just like casual. Like sometimes, so if it's nice weather, sometimes I might think, oh, you know, I'm not going out today, but I want to go outside in my garden. So it means I can just go, okay, you know, go out in my garden as I am now, or dress up in like a costume and go out in my garden, or in a bikini, or just some kind of skimpy outfit. But if I lived in a place with no garden, it means I'd have to be like, right, I've got to get dressed. But I've got to get dressed in normal clothes. I've got to put makeup on because I'm going to be seen in public. You know, it's going to be like a whole thing. And then it's like, okay, I go outside, but where is there to go that's kind of private and like naturey? It's like, well, there's parks, but then there's going to be a load of screaming kids in the park, or hooligan types that are going to harass me in the park, especially if it's this local park, which apparently they're all, what is it? What is that word? Gatekeeping. The kids of the local hooligans, you know, those ones that I had an issue with last year. When I live streamed and they called their mother and the mother assaulted me and stuff. Well, ever since then, when I've gone, they're always there. Every time I go there, those kids are always there, and they always harass me whenever I'm there. So it's kind of like they're gatekeeping the park and like trying to stop me, if you will, from going to the park. I actually heard one of them the last time I went. I actually heard one of them shout, "Get out of my park!" And I'm sure one of them shouted pedo or something. So it's like I can't even go there anymore because I just get that, which is kind of annoying because it's like, well, I don't want to let them win by stop going and make them think they've got some kind of power to stop people from going there. Because they're no authority. I was saying this last night. They're no authority, so they can't ban you from the park. You know, they're just kids and laymen's. You know, they're just like average Joes, like no one in charge or anything. But at the same time, I don't really want to go there and get harassed. So it's like, what do? Do you go just go to like say, hey, fuck you, I'm stubborn, I'm not gonna do as you say, I'm gonna go there anyway, despite how you act, and just ignore them, which unfortunately means that I have to put up with being in an unpleasant environment just for the sake of standing up for myself and not letting them win. Or do I just save myself the hassle and not go, but then they think they've won because it's like, yeah, we've kicked her out of the park sort of thing. It's like, it's a kind of conundrum. I plan to lose weight when I'm ready, but my doctor said that while my mental health isn't great, it was better that I was not losing weight, and so just embraced it for the time being. Okay, that's good. And I love it, and plus size friends of mine like it. I just wish certain family members would stop making comments about my weight. It is really necessary. I would just say just enjoy it. Like pretend you like being people making comments about your weight. Sometimes that can be fun. I'm not far from Manchester these days, that's why I was curious. Alright, yeah, we can do that if you're close by, that'd be awesome. Where's Issa gone? Yeah, I'd like that very much, yeah. That would be good. I like that. We should arrange to do that. We are in contact, aren't we? I don't know. Are you the one from Telegram? I can't remember. I can't remember, like, you know, who's who. I can't always know who's who, like, when they've got different names. The first I think you are is just, like, got a different name, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, just let me know. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, so yeah, the supported living. So supporting living thing sounds great, but I'm assuming it's going to be like a small space, so I won't have enough space for all my stuff. So no garden is a con. No room for my space is no space for my stuff is a con. Another con is trying to get my stuff from here to there, and I'm not sure if my mum will let that happen because she kept saying that she's not going to let it happen. So that's a con. But the pros is that in supported living, the people that work there will look after me and they will cook and clean for me and help me out with whatever I need helping out with. So that's a pro. One pro. So what am I going to do with my stuff then? Just like I have to give it up, or I mean I could put it in storage, but that costs money. But that's another con, by the way, for moving out, is that I don't really have a lot of money. I got some savings, but it's not really a lot. It's just over 1,000, so it's not really much. Another con is I'd have to get a job, I guess. I'd get benefits, but I need a job as well, at least a part-time one. So I'm not really bothered about that. It would just be good if I could get into better habits, though, because, you know, I think I could do, like, if I was living alone. I'd probably just go to bed at, like, 10 or 11 or 12 and, like, get up at 6, 7, 8 a.m. or something, like, have a better sleep schedule. Depends how I felt. Like, maybe in the new house I'd feel better because there's no mold and damp in the environment, so I might feel... and my eczema hopefully would clear up, so I'd feel woohoo and feel fantastic. But then again, I might feel low mentally because I'm living alone and like I've got no one I know around me, like I've got no support system, and I'd be kind of isolated. So I don't really like the idea of that, like leaving my mum. She's like the only support system that I've had for many years. And I know a lot of people would say like, oh, not really, she's horrible to you. And it's like, yeah, but she's not always horrible to me. Like, sometimes she can be really nice and supportive and helpful, and she buys me stuff that I need and want and stuff like that. So she's not always horrible, so it can be a bit hard. Like, if she was always horrible, it would be so easy to just fucking move and be like, sayonara, sucker. But because she's not always horrible, it's kind of hard, because I still have that affection for her, you know? I still love her and shit. And I still feel like I need her sometimes, so... Like, if she was completely horrible and evil and nasty and... like she used to be, like, there was this one period where she was, like, really horrible and nasty, like, permanently, then that was when I made my mind up to leave, and it was, like, the easiest decision ever. But she's changed since. She's gone back to being, like, nicer and stuff, so it's kind of gone back to being hard. Now, I do understand that she's probably lulling me into a false sense of security by being nice, like, because she's trying to get me to stay because she knows I want to move out. Like, when she was being horrible and I was threatening to move out, you know, obviously she didn't want that, so I guess she thought, well, I better start being nice then. So she's not being nice because she knows that's the right thing to do and that's what she should be doing. She's just pretty much being nice, I think, to make me think she's changed and make me think, oh, I can keep staying here then. Because she needs me. Like, she knows she needs me because she doesn't want other people. It's funny because I only just realised that now. Like, I've pretty much had this leverage over her for, like, ever since I became her carer, but I didn't realise it. I thought she had leverage over me, but it turns out I had leverage over her. Not that I want leverage over my mum, but see as how this needs must and all that sort of thing. Needs must and all that sort of thing. I could have probably had an easier life all these years by saying, all right, well, if you don't treat me better, you know, I'm gonna leave. Then, like, I didn't realise, like, she needed me more than I needed her, but back then I used to think that I needed her, so, you know. I thought if I say threaten to leave, she might say, okay, go then. Like, she might be serious about kicking me out, and I wouldn't have been ready back then, so I couldn't have chanced it, but I don't have Instagram. What do you have then? I just wish that I read that bit, okay. Yeah. You're not the same person that I thought you were then, it's okay. I've got emails, I've got Facebook. I don't really like to give out my contact details on here because I also have enemies on here, so I don't really want them to have access to sort of contacting me. It's a shame like YouTubers don't have like private messages anymore like they used to. I know there's Hangouts, but you have to get a separate app for that, so that's kind of a shit. Like with Facebook, you know, they've made their messenger like separate where you have to download a separate app. It used to be built in before. So it's kind of annoying because I don't have the space for all these bloody apps, let alone the same apps but separate. Fucking. Don't they realise people don't have that much space on the phones? Like on the computer you've got lots of space, but you've got websites and you don't need space for that. So it's okay if there's like separate websites and stuff. But with phones they only have a certain amount of space on them. So you can only have a limited amount of apps, but they don't think like that. Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, Twitter is what I have. That's understandable, yeah. I miss direct messages on YouTube. Made a lot of socializing easier on here. Okay, well, I have those things. Yes, I'm pouring up now! You gotta be bloody patient, even though you've been waiting for like hours. Yeah, I've had to push back a lot with my mum and kind of say no more and actually mean it. God, is that hair? So I used to give in a lot to my mum because I felt like she had like control over me and stuff. So sometimes I would say no, but I felt like I had no choice anyway. So I would usually end up doing a thing she asked me to do. But nowadays I actually say no and mean it. And I just let her moan and complain at me, which is, it's unpleasant, but like she will try and punish me. Like her latest punishment, which is pretty pathetic, is that if I don't do something that she asks me to do, she threatens to not make me a cup of tea or not cut me up onions or do potatoes if I need them. She says, well, right, if you won't give me a cup of tea or if you won't do me a cup of tea or whatever, she says I will make you a cup of tea and I won't, help out when you need helping out. Like on Wednesday, I need potatoes sort of peeling and cutting and basically preparing so I can make mashed potatoes. So she's gonna stop doing that. Same on Wednesday about the onions, because she insists on having onions in the gravy, even though it doesn't really make much of a freaking difference, but she insists on having onions, so that's like an extra thing I have to do. Cut up onions and, sizzle them, fry the onions. So she normally helps out by cutting them up, but if I don't do what she wants, she threatens to stop doing that. So I usually end up having to give in to what she wants because otherwise she won't help me. But other people have been like, you've got to just not, you just got to put up with it. So if she does any punishments, I've just got to act like the punishments don't bother me, even if they kind of do inconvenience me. But I've got to not give in anyway. No matter what she threatens or says, I've just got to not give in. And that can sometimes be hard for me. Like the same with when I decided to, go out in public dressed up. I've just got to learn to not be bothered by, people possibly laughing at me or tittering at me or commenting or whatever, being negative. I've just got to not react to it. That's the price that's just what you've got to do if you want to do a thing. So if I want to win with my mother, then I've just got to not be bothered by whatever punishment she throws at me. Even if it does bother me, I've got to be like, right, okay. So I did that last night. She said, right, if you don't make me an extra cup of tea, then I'm not going to make you a cup of tea, and I'm not going to do the onions. So I just went, right, okay, fair enough. I've just got to act unbothered by, and then it kind of diminishes her power over me, if you know what I mean. So that's what I've had to sort of do. Same with these shitheads, Whether it bothers me or not what they do, I've just got to act unbothered and ignore them. And the more you do that, the more it kind of, you really end up like not being bothered by it. It just becomes more of a little bit of an annoyance rather than a actual bothersome botherness. A bothersome bother. Yeah, we can do that for real. Okay, yeah, I will dress like Jeremiah if you like. We can do that. That would be awesome. Alright, I'm going to stop the stream now because it's been 2 hours and I've got to pour up at last at 1 AM. Good night for now. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I don't know. You could try emailing me. I've got an email. I'll put it in the description. Alright for now. Nice to talk to you as well. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and support me on PayPal and Patreon. I got some lovely new content for Valentine's month. It's not Valentine's Day, as I was a bit late with that, but yeah, Valentine's. I've got Valentine's month themed costumes and art and shit for Patreon. I've also got coffee as well, or as I call it, Ko-fi, just to kind of distinguish it from the actual traditional spelling of coffee. So I've got Ko-fi. I got Ko-fi. I got the Ko-fi. That's pretty much just Jeremiah. Not even Lord Jeremiah, it's just Jeremiah on there. Thank you, good night for now. Ko-fi.